display screen. Oh, hello. Oh.
1, 2, 3, dis 'n
Ladies and
kerkkampie.
gentlemen, welcome back to the Brass Gasconade for our double up episode for this week, apparently. We'll do that just now. Let's roll that intro, and then we'll be with you in a moment.
Iets gaan doen. Okay, ek's terug.
Yes,
Fucking jump him.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Last we left off, the agents of the HVC received a letter, or well, how would I say this? Message via flying ethereal dragon, as Vox had captured a one Jador Kesho, the father to Escher Kesho, an individual that you have suspected and also now identified to be part of the Ravens. In an attempt to potentially have a bargaining chip against the Ravens, Vox lent some chloroform from a one full-on Rainweaver, your director, and proceeded to capture this individual close to the Southern Industrial District. After that, he sent his familiar, Mr. Sylvester, on his way to inform all of you of what is happening, that there potentially might be something going down in the Southern Industrial District, and that you should come post-haste. You all arrived there, having terrible stealth checks. I'm just going to put it out there, the fact that Vox was jumped was because your stealth checks were that terrible. They noticed you were there, allowed you to approach, but had a contingency sort of in the back. That is what you would have gathered from all of this. But nonetheless, you proceeded to interrogate Jador Kesho. Discovered that in fact he was not in league with the Ravens in any way. He was just a concerned father for his son. He begged you to not harm or kill his son as he's misguided, and that he would put him back on the right path. After, with him bound in a chair, moving him to sort of the front lines of the skeletal building, the I-beams that are constructed, there you all approach the sort of hideout or meeting place or whatever. You're not really sure exactly what it is, but it seemed at least to be a place where a deal would have gone down, as you had identified that there was in fact a crate of Ulereye within the center of this skeletal building. But you all approached the captain of the Ravens, and you soon discovered that there were many more Ravens than you had initially anticipated. But nonetheless, you began to converse in conversation with this individual, and obviously discovered that he did not want you there. He wanted you to get out of his business, and he was almost offended at the fact that you would threaten one of his top generals with something like this. He then whispered a word to Escher. You're unsure what that word was, but you could deduce by the actions that followed that it was some sort of test for Escher. He, with a trembling hand, fired the gun upon his bound father, knocking him unconscious as the bullet went straight through his chest, and he fell to the ground. And immediately combat ensued as the Ravens wanted you out of their business. They attacked you, and massive battle ensued as all of you fought on the front lines. But Vox, you were holding back a little bit to scope out the situation. Perhaps there is a different angle or some weakness or something you haven't seen yet. But in fact, you quickly discovered that you indeed were being followed and watched as a strange individual grabbed you on the shoulder. A large man with bloodshot red eyes, veins bulging all over his massive frame, and also wearing a sort of a clothing that resembles that of a red leather straitjacket, which is interesting. This individual proceeded to absolutely wreck you, Vox, almost one-shotting you in a single hit, which did critically strike, And unfortunately, the building that you were in crumbled as one corner of it broke off from the force of the slam. And you tumbled out of the building, laying unconscious under rubble. This individual proceeded to attack the rest of your party. And with that, you all engaged in battle. Alora, you healed Vox with a healing word, bringing him back to consciousness. And the battle got tense. And this scary individual proceeded to attack Shiloh, who was dealing a significant amount of damage to him. And you soon discovered an interesting thing. When Shiloh was backed into a corner, his right arm almost transmuted or transformed into a blade-like appendage, or rather not, it didn't transform, a blade of greenish crystal, mechanical in nature, emerged from his arm as he slashed at this individual, dealing a lot of damage, leading you to wonder a few things about what Shiloh truly is. He also previously had a conversation with Fulan about this, but you're unaware of that per se. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to jump straight back into the action as we start at the top of initiative with a one Thug number 3. Thug number 3 has sort of went after Grent, but then Silas jumped into the mix, attacking him from behind with that flanking bonus with Grent, and also taunting this individual off of Grent onto himself. Thug 3, or this large coated individual, this brute of some sort, turns around, pulls out his mace, and he is going to make an attack against Silas as you have goaded him into attack.
Lovely.
First one to hit is going to be indeed a... Just remember what this thing is. It's a 20 to hit for the first hit. And
if it's more than 4 points, Silas goes unconscious.
Okay, so that first one is going to strike you for 5 points of damage. So
yeah, Silas is unconscious.
Clobbers you through the face. Oops. and you fall unconscious to
Awesome.
the ground.
Yes.
So you're incapacitated. He's like, the guy sort of scoffs at you. It seems you didn't have that much fight in you, as you proclaimed. And he turns around on you, Grant, and he just goes, "You should have left when you had the chance." And he raises his mace for a 23 to hit you, Grant.
That hits.
You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as he just clobbers you through the face with the mace. You try to dodge, but unfortunately you're not dexterous enough in this moment. After that is over, it is my friend's turn. The large straitjacket individual, after Shiloh had plunged the blade into his mouth, slashing him, and the monkey attempting to fall on him, but in fact shattering to the ground. So I should actually just put a thing on the monkey. Monkey is completely shattered. He perks up, and you see now Shiloh isn't here, but it'll definitely go after Shiloh.
Shiloh is here.
Okay, excellent. Shiloh, the large individual that you had just plunged your blade into, in this strange transformation.
Hold up. We ended the last round
Yes.
with him slashing me through the stomach. How's it this turn again? That doesn't make any sense.
We
literally
ended on your turn. He had an
Really?
opportunity attack on you, I believe, when you tried to get
An
away.
opportunity attack.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Proceed to kill me, please. Thank you.
He sort of stands up and just says, I've had right about enough of your little tricks, middleman." He raises up his sort of weird, sharp, but like fugly claws, and he wrenches down on you for 2 attacks. He is also, in fact, before he does that, he actually takes out a vial, sticks it into his neck, and says that line of, "I've had about enough of your tricks," and he stabs it into himself, injects a different shade of red vial into himself, and you almost
Wonderful.
see his skin dry out and tighten against his muscles, and almost become bark-like in a way. It looks like for a moment there are what's a roofie in Engels? What's that in English?
Scab.
A scab.
Scab.
It looks like his entire skin all over him turns
Ew.
to scab and hardens.
Oh,
And
that's a
he-
disgusting.
That's disgusting.
visual. Holy
Okay.
shit.
yes, and
Is it also soft? Like squishy?
no, it
No.
it looks very
just
hard.
make it- I just wanna know.
It's hard and bark-like, and he,
Okay,
this guy
that's
is
better.
looking pretty hurt, but he, as he does that, you do notice he heals for 6 hit points,
Wonderful.
and he looks much like sturdier. But he does wrench at you with his claw attack, 2 attacks going, and he's going to make this a reckless because he's fucking angry. That is going to be a 21 to hit for the first one.
Yeah, that is.
You take only 4 points of slashing damage as he wrenches in further into your open and exposed chest. More of that turquoise light begins to shine through.
Shiloh just like he falls backwards, but he also doesn't react to the slash. He just looks at his stomach once again, almost looks confused in what's happening right now.
Immediately, as you do that, it's going to be a 17 to hit for the next one.
Meets it, beats it. He hits.
And as you look down at your stomach, you just feel claws wrench up your chin as he like uppercuts you, but it's not like a punch, it's like claws just slashing across your neck area. You indeed take 9 points of slashing damage from this one.
Shiloh's goggles have been glowing since his arm transformed, and it just like flickers, and it turns off, and Shiloh just like
Like
falls on
almost-
his back.
You almost become stiff, and you just
Yeah.
with a loud metallic crack, you fall to the ground.
And he is knocked out. Sadly.
Now that's that, and his neck cracks, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just run up towards you, Alora. End of that.
Inget oisos healer.
It is going to be number 7's turn. Who is where exactly? Is the prone guy. He gets up from prone, and he is going to see all of this things unfold. And I think I believe Solon is on the ground here. He sees this guy's incapacitated. He is handled. Is going to go after Solon. So let me just get Solon's thing open real quick. But he will make a singular attack against Solon, and horribly misses with a 6 + 3 is 9. Yeah, he cannot hit that. So he goes to slash Solon, and Solon just lifts up his great sword, and it just ting, cracks against the great sword, having no effect on him. End of that. Vox, it is your turn. You have sort of skulked to the side, and you see all of this unfolding in front of you. What are you doing?
So, as this method brute makes his way towards Alora, he's met with another black lightning bolt hitting him in the face.
Okay.
As Vox sees this guy as a big threat to the rest of the team. Let's hope this hits! 21 to hit?
That is going to hit.
Splendid. I also think I get sneak attack because of
Yes,
Signora
yes.
Eloras.
Signora Alora.
He takes 21 chaos damage.
Okay. He would have been resistant to physical damage because of the scab that has just grown on his body from that vial. But is not. How do you want to do this?
Eee,
Yeah,
fuck that hoe.
I think as he just bodies Silo into the mud, he kind of just starts doing the thing on all fours again, where he just starts like leaping towards Alora. And I think just as he like attempts to pounce on her, like his hind legs kind of squeeze in to make that leap towards her. Just as he vaults into the air, I think there's just this inverted sound of lightning coming from a distance, just this ominous cracking. And within a moment's notice, he just gets impaled by several streaks of black lightning, and he almost just gets reduced to steam. Basically, just like...
So, Laura, you see this guy go down on all fours from your point of view, just death approaches, and as he leaps through the air, about to scratch a claw at you, just lightning bolts from the right side of you streak across your head, narrowly missing you, and all that hits you is just ash and dust, as this individual is just torn asunder and reduced, yes, to gas, essentially.
This thing was jumping out and she was covering her face, and then when she wasn't looking, and then all of a sudden when she removes her hand, she sees this like pile of dust, basically. Yeah.
And you can look over and you see Vox once again just holding his insides inside him.
Yeah,
Just with this
he's
outfit.
still
Preventing
leaning
his
against the
insides to
crate.
become outsides.
Thank you, Mr. Fox.
What is the
You
range?
you see from under.
I just want to know what's the range on Chaos Bolt.
It's 120 feet.
Okay, never mind. Continue.
Yeah, you just you see him just cough dust from under his mask, just like. But yeah, he kind of makes brief eye contact with you, and let's just see if I can do something cool for my bonus action. Unfortunately, I cannot. That shall conclude my turn, but first I would just like to move a bit. I think Laura Fox just eyeballs you, kind of. He nods his chin a bit. I don't think he knows yet that you healed him, but he just saw that you were in trouble, and he sorted the problem out. And he will now go on with his job and move to eliminate the rest of the threats.
Okay, cool.
Out of curiosity, did this guy turn to dust, or is he like? Is there some liquid left?
I would
Oh my
say
word.
some blood
That's a
does
dis-
spill
that's
out,
a-
like, because the lightning doesn't, it eradicates the parts that it hits. So there is dust and there is blood and a bit of viscera left over, but not like on Odora or something. It's like where he has bled previously.
I think
Yeah.
I think there's still a pair of legs left. The rest is gone. So I see it.
I'll take it.
Okay. End of your turn, Grant. It is your turn.
Wonderful. Having this, fucking explosion of gore behind him, Grant is just gonna, like, kind of reach behind him while still looking at this guy who just bludgeoned him in the face. And just pull that blood and his own into this, like, blood spear. It just looks like a frozen red icicle.
Mm-hmm.
As he casts Conjure Blood Weapon.
Okay, you'll watch the blood form into the shape of a spear and instantly harden and crystallize into a fully fledged weapon.
He will then, like, while holding the spear, just kind of, like, stamp it on the ground, and then you see the blood around Silas just, like, congeal and flow back up towards him. As he also casts Transfusion.
Okay. Roll that.
I just want to see how much damage I take for this. We said they heal for that amount, not double, right?
Yes.
Okay. Silas heals for 6, and I take 6.
Okay.
Hey, thank you.
I end my turn.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm just gonna hold the spear towards him.
Okay.
Oh, see, you guys are the bad ones, not us.
The guy just sort of grins at you and prepares to attack you. End of that, it is Escher's turn. Escher is a little bit in a situation. Let's see what he is going to do. What can he do is the question. I think he's just going to sort of like, with one hand on the crate and seeing Sergei sort of flank behind him, he just cocks his gun once again and is going to try and point blank shot Sergei. It's just going to be a straight roll because he has back tactics with his ally. But Sergei, for you, I think this is going to hit. The bomb pistol is going to have a 22 to hit.
Okay, I'm gonna try and swipe it with my tail again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I know it hits.
Okay. A blast of green energy sends like a thin streaking line, and a pulse of magic energy, like a sound, comes through, and you immediately take 7 points of force damage as it hits, and where it hits, it also explodes around you, and you take an additional 2 points of fire damage. But these chobbies, Escher also takes the additional fire damage because it's point blank range. He is not looking too good, by the way. Where the frick is Escher? 2 points of damage to him. Yeah, he looks pretty hurt from that. And thug number 1 also takes those 2 points of fire damage. So just a beam of energy strikes you, and it like explodes in like a mini nova of green and orange fire. And
Yeah, Sergei's looking fucked.
How are you still standing?
He just has bloodlust in his eyes. He doesn't answer.
Take him down! Bandit 3 is going to go. Sort of seeing that Sergei seems to be covered, he is going to engage Alexander over here and make a single mace attack against him. Alexander, that's going to be 17 to hit.
That hits.
You immediately take to do 4 reduced to 2. No, sorry, he doesn't have a mace, he has a blade. You take 4 reduced to 2 slashing damage as he just cuts across you, leaving a little mark there. But now it's your turn, Alexander, with Sergei on deck.
Seeing as his brother just got blasted, I think Alexander will lose concentration for he gets distracted for a bit, and I would say he dismisses his rage, but then he gets very angry because somebody's trying to murder his brother and re-enter rage.
Okay, how many rages do you have per day?
3.
Okay.
This is my last rage.
Okay.
That will be a 7. Okay, this doesn't fit my character at all, but flowers and vines temporarily grows around me, and within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for enemies.
Okay. Fair enough.
I love it.
Say your ominous aura.
No, my flowers and vines. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I like it. I like it.
Terrain, as these weird,
Okay.
almost green ethereal roots emanate from you.
I just look at a fog number 3 in front of me, and I was like, "There's no escape now." And then I'm gonna swing at his head with my axe.
Okay.
Make it a reckless attack.
Okay, you just specify reckless before you make the attack, but it's fine. I will allow it.
Then I roll for a 13.
That just hits.
Oh, thank
They're not
goodness.
very dexterous.
It was 2 7s for a whopping 8 points of damage.
Remember rage damage?
Plus 2 from rage.
Yeah, that's 10 points of damage.
Okay, you slash into this guy, leaving a deep gash in his body. He looks very, very hurt, but not down yet.
Okay. That will be my turn.
End of your turn. Sergei, it is your turn, bloodied and bruised, and a sort of searing mark of the green beam that has just struck you sort of in the abdominal area. What are you doing?
Okay. So Sergei is close to death, so he is also more mad. So I'm gonna bonus action rage again.
Okay.
And this time I'm gonna enhance my jaw. So the tail retracts back under my shirt, and then steam starts blowing out of the metallic teeth in my jaw. And before, while he was talking, the jaws weren't moving, but now they seem to start separating, and he just yells out like a big scream, and then he tries to chomp down on Escher recklessly. Hopefully it hits. Please.
A carotid Paris.
23 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. So he takes 12 piercing damage,
Yes.
and as his blood seeps into my jaw, I heal for 2 hit points.
Oh shit. You just crunch into his shoulder. He screams out,
Yeah.
"What the hell!" And he freaks out and just sort of quickly, dexterously wrenches and very painfully wrenches his arm from your jaws, and he's just like, "You people are crazy!"
I think like the green tubes, they get a slight like red color as the blood flows through them.
Oh shit.
And yeah.
Wonderful. That is Bandit 7's turn. I'm assuming that's the end of your turn.
Yeah, I can't do anything else.
Bandito D7 is going to attack Solon. What's his AC at the moment? That is a very good question. Misses with a 12. The guy just slashes and Solon just sort of rearranges his sword. I think he like almost dances around the sword that is too heavy for him to like wield properly. And the guy just it's awkward. It's hard to find a hit on him. And nothing lands. End of that, Laura, it is your turn with Solon on deck.
So Laura's once again in a situation where she has to choose who to heal. And this time it's between Silas and Shiloh.
I wonder who you will choose.
I will say Grant did transfusion on Silas, so Silas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am up, at least. But yes. Do as you
So
want.
looking that Silas is already up, she's gonna cast Healing Word on Shiloh.
Okay.
Yeah, and he heals for 7 points.
Okay, once again, my goggles light up, as well as the scars that was put into my stomach also emits the turquoise light once again, and I kind of jolt as if I was being
Before that,
given over that clear. Oh,
Oh no.
memory?
I still have an action. Oh.
Charlotte,
The fuck?
you
Hello.
as you're knocked unconscious, you float in a weird liminal space. You see these streaks of light in this dark abyss-like area flit by you in a very orderly pattern. Upon closer investigation, notice that these are in fact strings of zeros and ones that just dance across this space, and it seems they're all emitting from somewhere in this place. What do you do? You're floating in the middle of the void. There are these streaks of zeros and ones, and there's like this weird light, as if it's like a hologram of some sort that has a source.
I think if Charlotte could move, he would move probably towards the light.
So
I would say he's, if he is in his normal state of mind, like, he would be very confused, because this is kind of indicating a strange sort of, it kind of applies an afterlife, the whole thing with the light and everything, and Charlotte doesn't really believe in that stuff, so he's very, very confused. And that is the only reason he is going towards the light, is pure curiosity.
you begin to turn to see where the source of these holographic zeros and ones are, and what you find when you turn around is a glowing, massive glowing orb that burns like the hottest white sun you've ever seen. Just humming, ticking, calculating. And you can see projecting out of the sun, the rays of light that project from it create these holograms of zeros and ones everywhere. Make a perception check for me.
Okay. That's a 16.
You peer into this light. You blink a few times and you swear you see images, millions of images that dance and swirl within this core of some sort. They just drift across its surface, almost translucent, also like a hologram, also as if they're being emitted. Maybe this whole thing is just a collection of images, and because there are so many, that is why it is glowing this bright. as you peer in, you hear a collection, a cacophony of voices. Upon closer investigation, you notice that that is in fact the audio feed from all of these holographic screens that are across this core. And you spot one of them out specifically. You hear a voice in it. I want him to be... I want him to be self-sustaining. Do not wish for someone else to need to repair him. When he gets hurt, it must not be something we must toil on. I will design the vessel to be able to self-repair, to respond to the healing magic. I'm not losing you again. And with that, this images glow brighter, and you're pushed away from this core, almost like an explosion of like negative gravity or like anti-gravity. Instead of pulling you towards it, you're flit out and you shoot incredibly fast through this abyss, and the numbers, zeros and ones, get less and less and less, and eventually the like sort of horizon, or rather the like periphery of your vision warps, almost like black hole-esque, and inverts strangely, and when you blink once, you notice a point of light that gets brighter with the warping of space around it, and a few static noises. You notice you sit up as you are healed for those many hit points, as you almost breathe in a healing gas thrown by Allura, and you notice the metal on your chest bend and right itself and begin to mend itself, almost as if it was living. And you come back to consciousness.
My apologies, but I have to go because load shedding. Maybe I'll come back on my phone.
Alright, maybe just for the RP.
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
I'll try.
Thank you.
I also have show leading, so I will accompany you on my phone soon. Also, Vox takes note of that explosion color because he figured out that it was Allura who healed him now, just before I go.
Okay.
Anyway.
But Joss,
Be back in a jiffy.
Shiloh, you do come back to consciousness, prone on the ground, just sort of sitting straight up.
He just kind of feels on his stomach where the scratches were, and he just there's nothing. So he's pretty amazed.
There are still some markings, but like you notice,
I mean, I would say so. Yeah,
they are beginning to sort of, the metal bends back into place. Strangely, it's not something you've seen before, like metal.
I would
itself.
I would say just to amend that description a little bit. There's not really that much metal that you can see. There is, you can definitely see if you look into like the scratches, the more metallic pieces, some wiring, and all the electronic type of things. But mostly it's like this normal, that looks like normal skin that is just like mending itself closed, almost. Yeah, it's almost like that. The metallic thing is not is a bit overstated. So, yeah, just insane.
Anyways, at the end of it, Solon is going to go ham on this person that's been attacking him. He will do greatsword attack, horribly with a 9, and end his turn. End of that, it is Thug 1's turn. It is this guy that has been flanking Sergei. He takes out his 2 maces flanking with the first hand Escher, going to make 2 attacks with advantage. First one to hit is a... What did I get to this again? It's 12 to hit for the first one, Sergey.
Misses.
And 23 to hit for the second one.
Hits.
You take 3 reduced to 1 point of bludgeoning damage as it just
Noise.
hits you against the back, and you almost...
I still had an action.
Oh, that's true. What are you
I
doing?
just remembered.
Sorry, I was just so caught up in the description. Please continue.
So Laura's gonna move here, and then she's gonna make another shot with her blunderbuss against number 3.
Okay.
Boop. Oh wow, that's a 7.
The blunderbuss fires wide. You almost get a kickback from the force, and it just ding, it hits some of the eye beams, unfortunately missing.
Come, and then she's just gonna move up here.
Okay.
Yeah, in the vision.
End of that. Bug 1 went just now. It is Silas's turn. I don't know if Silas is back with us yet.
I am actually.
Okay, cool. So you have the person in front of you. You're prone on the ground. What are you doing?
Yes. Okay, so Silas will get up,
Okay.
first of all. And then he will strike the person in front of him again,
Yep,
seeing that the person is still conscious. I do have my thing here. It's just gonna load a bit, but I'll be able to do it. Okay. First hit is...
You do have advantage. on the first hit.
Yeah, I forgot to roll with advantage. Wait a minute, I'm glad I have advantage. That is a very good thing. A 12 doesn't hit, does it?
It does hit, actually. These people are large and clumsy. They have AC of 11
Okay.
now that you've been fighting them for a while.
Perfect. Perfect, thank you. Damage will be... Ooh, perfect. That's 11 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
So Silas just suddenly wakes up from his unconscious state. But this time around, I think Gren could see it. Instead of looking confused, and scared or something, Silas looks pissed. Silas actually looks mad for the first time, in front of the people. And, he would just silently, without noticing, since the guy has turned around, Silas would just jump up quickly and literally just, slice him in a cross way, through his, back abdomen area. And then when he falls, suddenly Silas just goes back to his normal face, like, oh, okay, that was very interesting.
So great. As this
Alright, who's
person
next?
approaches to attack you, you just hear as the person gets bisected by 2 blades. His 2 arms fall off, and he slumps forward and falls face first in front of you, armless. And you just see Silas behind him, blood splatters on his face, this intense look in his face, and just blinks, and then oh, that happened sort of vibe over his face. And
Yes, exactly.
You're okay.
Oh,
I was worried.
it seems I think that was thanks to Laura, maybe. Anyway,
It was, yeah. What,
guy,
it was,
Silas. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Please speak.
no, don't worry. Yeah, it was her. It was her.
Aww. Silas turns around. Is the prone guy still there?
No. There is he's dead. There's a guy attacking Solon
Oh, is he dead?
10 feet away from you.
Silas turns around, sees what's happening, and just like cracks his neck once, and runs towards the guy, and with his bonus action will attack him.
You can get a flanking bonus for advantage if you'd like.
I do want that, please. I can't see Owlbear, so that would be
That's fine.
nice.
Okay, roll.
Alrighty. Advantage. That will be oh nice. That will be a 25 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Okay, so this damage is -5.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be 5 points of damage then.
Oh, hello. This guy looks fucked. Very close to death.
Yeah, so basically how Silas did it, after he cracked his neck, he ran in and slid on the ground, slicing the guy behind his knees. Just for extra flair.
He just like bends down a little bit and like almost with a whiff of panic looks down at you as you just slash the behind of his knees. End of that. Bandit.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. That would be me.
Cool. Bandit 2 is going to go, and they're just piling up on Sergei at the moment because he is the main threat to their leader, or newly appointed leader. And he's going to make a sword attack against you for a 18 to hit. Sergei.
Oh, yes. 18 does hit.
Okay, cool. With your jaw sort of having torn the flesh off of Escher's shoulder, this guy comes in and just whacks you across the head with his scimitar blade thing, dealing 6 reduced to 3 slashing damage to you.
Okay.
Cool. End of that.
I'm still standing.
End
Barely.
of that. Full-on is going to make an attack at advantage because he is hidden. Oh shit, that's very bad. It's plus 8 to hit on this. It's 8, 14 to hit. Okay, oh, that barely hits. And he's going to deal 16, 17, 18, 24, 27 points of damage to this bandit dude over here. You'll just see another green or white beam just fire, almost light up the area as if it were not daylight, but it's just like a flash, and this guy is shot through the head and he falls and just crashes and crumbles into the ground. And he will make a stealth check. Oh, well, huge. He gets like a 28. Yeah, you don't know where Fulon is. And Shiloh, we come back to you as you sit up, having come back to consciousness and experiencing what you just experienced. What are you doing?
I think Shiloh is just still a bit inside of his own head. He's trying to make sense of everything because none of this seems logical to him, and it's breaking his fucking mind. But I think in his bit of a panicked state, he will stand up.
Mm-hmm.
He will just try and get himself together, and he will notice that the big guy is dead now. But he will look upon the battlefield, see that there are still a couple of threats. So I think he will just slowly walk 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Let's do this. And can I see the Earth Genasi, the first hand, from where I'm standing now?
He's gonna have 3/4 cover, so it's plus 5 to his AC if you shoot from there.
I'm not gonna do something that uses AC.
Okay, but you do see him, sort of,
Okay.
like
I think-
ripping his shoulder and just blood gushing from Sergei's jaws.
What about the guy behind Sergei, though? Also 90 feet.
I would say he will have half cover, because there are all these beams and shit everywhere, but you have a more clear view on him. But he will have half cover, so +2 to his AC. But you've noticed that these large thug guys aren't really that dexterous, so it might not make
Okay.
such much.
I need to make my move quickly because my food is here. I will target that motherfucker over there, and Shiloh will just. He doesn't really know what to do. He hasn't really been in combat ever. Notices there's no rocks or anything around him, and he just looks at the broken gun in his hand, and he will just use that, and he will cast catapult and launch this gun into the face of that guy. I want him to make a dexterity check for me, please.
What is the range of catapult?
90 feet.
Okay, cool. Dexterity saving throw for my thug fellow. 13.
He meets it.
Oof, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that is Shiloh's turn. Yeah, but he will stay where he is for now.
So you just dump
Still
it in the
a bit
mini
confused.
catapult. The gun
Yeah,
flies.
he's just a bit frazzled at the moment. He doesn't really. He's just trying to improvise a little bit. But yeah,
Cool. End of
cool.
that.
That's Shiloh's turn.
End of that. It is Thug 3, but I believe Thug 3 is dead. No, Thug 3 is dead. No? No. Okay. It is now Bandit 7's turn, who is going to, as Silas slashes him behind the knees, he turns around and desperately slashes to try and hit Silas. But I think with a 12, that's going to horribly miss. Silas, 12 to hit. I believe that.
That brother,
Sorry, I was trying to find my unmute button. Yes, that does miss, indeed.
A blade wafts past your head, but you just dodge it effortlessly. Vox, it is your turn. You sort of run, like almost ninja run, like at the side of these many beams that go into the air, and you see like occasionally.
I wouldn't say ninja run though. I would say more like a struggling next to the I-beams, struggling a bit to maintain my posture since I am literally. I just died a few seconds ago, basically. So still picking myself up a bit, but just kind of scouting the area a bit, seeing what's going on, and I think. After some contemplation, I will yeet another Chaos Bolt to the fellow. If I remember correctly, there are two other people other than Escher close to the crate.
Yes, so you have Escher, you have one of the normal ravens, and you have one of the brute ravens. All three of them, including Escher, are now surrounding Sergei.
Okay. I think Vox doesn't want to kill Escher yet, since he has info. So he will rather go for the brute, the one that looks chunky.
No, sorry, I believe this guy died a long time ago. Okay, so I'm just gonna check from the position that you're at. You don't really have a visual on him, but I can move you up. If you'd like, until you get a visual on him.
Yes, please.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Let's say from this position, he's going to have half cover, so +2 to his AC. But go ahead, roll to hit. You do sort of. As you run past, just like the beams that whiffed past your vision, like in the first beam that whiffs past, you see Silas fighting a bandit with Solon. The next one goes past, you see Alex engaging with someone. The next one, and you see Sergei surrounded by 3 people. But go ahead and make your attack as you strike against the brute.
I do believe if it hits, it's also sneak attack, right? Since Sergei is close to them. Okay.
It would be sneak attack.
Okay, cool. Let's see what happens. Ooh, nice. Okay, that's a 22 to hit.
Yes, with the +2, the AC is only 13, so that hits.
Oof. Okay. Big. Oof, that's nasty. Okay. That's... Oh, damn it. Okay, that's 16 chaos damage to Le Brute.
Number 1, thug number 1, 16. You said he looks very hurt. Black lightning streaks over your shoulder and strikes into the thug behind you, Sergey, and you notice there are just these gaping holes in the cape that he's wearing. There's no fabric to be missed. It just looked like it disappeared as all these things strike him and he begins to bleed.
I don't think Escher, Sergey notices it because he's just focused on Escher.
Okay, but that is what happens around you. You
Yeah.
notice it. Vox, that was your action.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't given the dragon a turn yet, but I don't see really being able to do anything with him at the moment, so I think he'll just kind of play the verbal enthusiast for the time being. And yeah, that concludes my turn.
End of your turn, Grant. It is your turn.
Oh, sorry, also, if possible, I would just like to hide behind the I-beam for a bit of extra cover.
You, with the 30 foot of movement that you took, you're behind one of the cranes at the moment. You moved upwards. So
Okay.
You are behind cover.
Seek.
Okay. Grant, it is your turn.
Okay. This is stupid as fuck, but I'm gonna do it. Need to check range quick. Oh no, I can't. Okay. Grant is going to... Is number 7 dead? Is he still alive?
He is still alive, but barely hanging on.
Grant is simply going to walk up. Actually run up, like spear in front of him. Shish kebab the guy in the back, and then drain.
Okay, cool.
Like as the blood kind of drips down the spear, it just goes straight back in.
Okay. Roll to hit.
To hit is a 17.
That does it. Roll damage. It's 1d10 plus strength or something, I believe.
It's 1d12 plus 4. That's too much.
No, it would be 1d10 plus 4 then.
Oh, since it's a reach weapon, 1d8 plus strength.
Oh, 1d8.
1d8.
Okay.
Yeah. 1d8 plus strength, which is 0, so 7.
7 points of damage. You shish kebab the guy. He's stuck to your spear as the momentum carries you forward, and you just drink the blood out of him through that spear. So you do regain proficiency bonus hit points from the blood weapon. Plus, when you do drain, I would say the guy basically auto fails because he's dead. So yeah, you can roll just the hit points that you heal for drain.
How much do I heal from the weapon itself? How much was that again?
Proficiency bonus. So I think it would be
1
or 2.
I have no idea how to check that, I'll be completely honest.
It's nearby your AC. It's just above to the right. It would be +2. So
Oh, +2, okay. So 2 and then drain is 7. So 9 damage.
You heal for 9 hit points.
I heal for 9, he takes 7. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that is my turn. Is he still alive?
Nope, he's dead.
Oh, thank fuck,
So,
okay.
you can continue running forward if you like, just with the shish kebab guy on your spear.
No, I'll just like kind of hoist him up and then like drain him completely. Check his fingers start to curl and he kind of gets dry. And then I just pull the spear out and he drops to the ground.
Yeah, Silas, you just watch Grant, like Sephiroth, spear this guy right next to you, lifting him up, and this guy almost ages and becomes elderly as his that's what it looks like, as his skin tightens against his muscles that also now drain of blood, and he just lost breath.
Silas freezes, but then instantly gags again, holding his stomach. looking away.
Grant's just like smiling, almost licking the blood as it drips from the corpse.
Silas does give Grant a thumbs up though, just because he's kind of proud but also disgusted.
Grant just thumbs up back.
Beautiful. It is now Escher's turn. Escher is going to action disengage and go 1, 2,
Ah, the bitch!
3 for your own move there, but dragging the crate with him.
Can I... Wait, where was the crate? Was it here?
Yes.
Ah.
You cannot.
So I won't be able to opportunity attack the
I don't
crate.
think you can opportunity attack an object, and the thing is, the object is connected to him in a way because he's dragging it. So I would say no.
Yeah, no, I think his movement would have like dragged it here, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
have been in range anyway.
Yeah.
So
He begins dragging
Okay.
that shit away. Alex, it is your turn. As the ethereal vines just spread out from the crystal and from your feet. This frightened guy looks around as the tendrils begin to sort of weave up his legs, trying to keep him in place.
I will murder him with a great axe, hopefully.
Okay, roll to hit.
Yeah.
hit him with your muskles.
I did roll to attack. D&D Beyond is just freezing.
What a bitch.
That's a 12 hit.
His AC is 12. Yes, that hits.
Oh,
Nice.
Does he die from
Yeah.
17 points?
He-
Okay,
he
so
dies from
basically,
1 point of damage. While the other
Alexander, Jason basically just waits for him to attack, and then he like deflects his sword or mace or whatever, and he just gets a clean cut of his head, of his neck. I mean,
Mhm. The guy
And
tries
then I
to
will-
block, but you just slice his sword in half, and it just decapitates him.
yeah. So then I will sprint after Crate.
Okay. 30 feet, get to the crate.
I just look at him. I just say nothing.
He like looks up and he points the gun at you. Get away!
No.
He clenches his jaw. Looks around. This is a desperate situation for him. Sergei, it is your turn.
Who looks most hurt between these two?
Thug 1, Bandit 2. They're about. Okay, Thug 1 looks the most hurt. And Bandit 2 has not been hit yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Thug 1 looks bloodied. Bandit 2 is still going strong, trying to stab you with his sword.
How hurt does Thug 1 look?
Pretty beat up.
Man. Okay, I'm just gonna attack Thug number 2. He is directly in the path, so
Okay.
I'm gonna attack him.
You're gonna bite him or you're gonna maul
Yeah,
him?
I'm gonna bite him. Boid him.
So the jaw just makes like that like pneumatic like sound, and you just lunge
And
at
it's
him.
gonna be recklessly.
Okay.
Oh, nat 20. Let's go.
Let's go.
My poor people. Roll that damage.
Okay. 12. Okay, I rolled a 2 on the 1 dice. Yeah, okay, 12 piercing.
How do you want to do this? They have 11
Okay.
points.
So my left hand grabs him on the top of the head, and my right hand like grabs him on the torso, and I start like pulling his head, and then my jaw basically just bites straight through his neck, decapitating him. And I like rip his head off with my left hand, and I just look at Escher, and then I just start moving forward.
Escher like backs up, but he feels the cold embrace of the steel beam behind him, and he's like, just pointing the gun like between the two barbarians. He can't choose which one is more dangerous at this point.
Yeah, I would say also like he starts panicking as he tries to like walk back. He also realized this vein
vines,
fucking
yeah,
hell, I
busy,
can't
busy
see
crawling
vines.
up his legs, yeah. Yeah, as he backs
Nice.
off, pointing his gun, these ethereal vines from your crystal just slowly creep up his legs, making it difficult terrain for him. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as I look him in the eyes, I just say, "Run, make this fun." And yeah.
Yes,
Woo! Okay.
I mean, I'm probably gonna be knocked by the thug next, but it's fine.
This guy is dead already. Laura, it is your turn. Make a perception check for me, just for free, real quick.
That is a 22.
You notice Jador on the ground is sort of quivering, and he lifts up his head. He's still essentially unconscious, but it's the same state that you guys can go in. It's sort of like a incapacitated, cannot really do anything, but he seems to be trying to get your attention. He's like barely lifting a finger. He looks desperate to speak to someone.
She runs over to him to hear what he has to say.
Sort of kneel down, and he's just like, "Please, don't let them get to my boy," and he just collapses from exhaustion.
Just for safety's sake, she's gonna cast bonus action healing word on him. That's all my spell slots gone, just like that.
You're like,
7 points of healing.
okay, I'm gonna add Jador into the initiative because he would be.
Why
concerned.
is it just a door?
Shut the fuck up. Okay, how many points do you heal him?
7.
7. Okay, cool.
And then I still have an action technically left, but she's so far away from everything that's happening. Could she use an action to tell Gidget to do something, or has that to be my bonus action?
It says, what does it say? As a bonus action, you can command.
Yeah, as a bonus action.
No, I don't want to make that okay, and then it's gonna fuck up the rest of the game. You don't have anything, a healing thing as an action, right?
Nay.
Okay.
I think if you want to like not make it fuck up the rest of the game, like if they use it as the bonus action as an action, they can't use the bonus action like for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
They're like
yeah.
forfeited. Maybe.
My bonus action's already been forfeited. I just have an action. That's the only reason I'm asking. And I'm not going to cast a spell or anything. I literally just want to tell Gidget to move the old man further away down so he can't do something dumb. That's literally what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
I think you can tell him to do that. He has his own turn, but yeah, like not complex things like because I think the Homunculus Servant technically has a turn off to you, and you can do shit, but he needs commands from you to be able to take like those specific like channel magic or fire the weapon. But I think a simple command to drag the man away is fine.
Okay. So she's just Gidget. This guy's gotta drag him 1, 2, 3. Here.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
Cool.
End of my turn then.
Ending your turn, we get to Solon. Solon will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what he has to offer. What's a 15-foot cone look like? Let's see. Nope. That is this circle. Oh, that's so small. Shame. No, he's out of range, unfortunately. He is going to... I think you see him whispers something over it, under his breath. He clutches a symbol that hangs over his neck, close to his heart, and he raises out a hand and is going to do first level Shield of Faith on Sergei. So Sergei, a aura of flaming sun energy envelops you, adding +2 to your AC.
Nice.
That would be the end of his turn. Thug number 1 is going to go and try and unleash upon you, Sergei. First to hit is a 12. Second to hit,
Miss.
even worse. He tries to strike at you, but the shield of flame just flares and deflects his blows. Silas, it is your turn.
He last.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Just you can
Alright,
you can ask me as many questions as you'd like about the positioning. So yeah.
Okay. Luckily, I am now on Owlbear. I'll see if I can move myself.
It's fun.
I want to go. But hello. Okay. I think I have frozen. I want to.
It's okay. I will I'll move you on Owlbear, and then you can just keep track of the
Okay.
where you are and shit. So just tell me whereabouts you want to go.
Can you move me 30 feet forward?
Oops, wrong one. 30 feet forward. Okay.
Okay, and am I 30 feet away from number 1? The thug.
Exactly 30 feet away. Yes.
Okay, let me just check something. I would actually, if you allow me to use my action, I want to try and I want to persuade the man. So what Silas does is he screams at thug number 1. Oi, loghead! Over here! Yeah, look here! Here! Hello?
He's like busy like whacking Sergei, and he's like, "The fuck do you want?"
I want you to come find me, bro! I want to do a persuasion check as my action as if I can to see to try and get him to walk towards us and ignore Sergei.
This is gonna be a DC 22 persuasion check, because he is protecting his leader from a person that has a
That is true.
unhinged jaw that can eat people. So this is gonna be a DC 22 persuasion check. Or intimidation, it's your choice.
Oh. Don't freeze, please.
Hey, you're already doing it, so I'm gonna ask for that roll, please.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm just waiting for my sheet to load quickly. Okay, there we go. Persuasion. Okay, come on. Oh, okay, it's an 18. Nearly, but not there.
He just spits in your direction and is continuing to try and keep Sergei off. He's almost trying to pull at Sergei's clothes to keep him back, but Sergei's just barreling towards Escher.
Okay. Now that was very unnecessary. And you want to feel my thunder. Silence will end his turn, I guess.
A bullet, as you say that, a bullet shoots through his head. A beam of white light And dealing 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be 8, 12. Only 18 points of damage, but that is enough as a bolt of a pure white light shoots through his head, and his eyes almost look in different directions, and he's just like falls dead to the floor, and it is only Escher that remains.
Never mind it. Guess my job's done.
End of that, Shiloh, it is your turn. You see from through the things, you see, if you want to be concerned with it, it is your problem, but Escher backed up to a corner with the crate and the 2 barbarian brothers quickly closing on him. He is the only person left here. What are you doing?
I think Shiloh will just try the same thing again. Out of just see if he can end this. He's once again going to just reach into his inner pocket, take out this small disc that he just throws on the ground that just once again just transforms into this catapult thing. And it picks up a rock, wherever a rock would be. Mm-hmm. And it would once again attempt to shoot a rock through that person's head.
So Escher makes a dexterity saving throw.
Hey, wait, hold up, let me just look at the map. So it's only Escher that's alive?
Yes.
I think Shiloh would not make this lethal.
Okay.
Just saying beforehand, he would aim for Escher's knee or something. Just, yeah.
Escher sort of looks gun between the 2 barbarian brothers, but then he almost cocks the gun and fires in what seems to you guys as a random direction, but indeed it shoots the rock of the catapult spell out of the air as he saw that coming. He makes the dexterity save, unfortunately.
Damn. Did he get above a 13?
He got a 16
Damn.
plus 3.
Alright, that is Shadow's turn.
It is Jador's turn. Jador is going to go, unhand me, and he almost shoves your metallic fox to the side, gets up from prone.
Can I maybe just, since I've wasted 2 turns now, maybe I can try some roleplay quickly?
What do you want to do?
I want to talk with Escher through radio message. Just
okay.
Use message.
Okay.
No, wait, that would constitute an action. Sorry,
Yeah,
I already used my action, so that's fine. Never mind.
Okay. The door gets up from prone and it sort of limps forward, and he's going to use his action to dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all the while he's just screaming, "No! Leave him alone! Please! Tie him up if you have to! Rough him up a little bit because he's a little shit! But please, don't kill him!" As he's just limping forward, desperately begging for his son's life. End of that. This guy is already dead. I don't know why I still have Bandit 7 on the thing, but he's died a long time ago. Vox, it is your turn. You sort of are behind one of the cranes. You see Escher is the only individual left, backed up to a corner. What are you doing?
I think Vox will keep an eye on Escher, but then he hears the distant screams of his father. Rather the cries, just begging for the barbarians to spare him. And am I able to read Sergei and Alexander's intentions here? Do they look like they straight up want to murder Escher?
Make an insight check for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the brothers cannot really deceive in this moment.
Yeah,
I
I want to ask,
care.
can we see, the father asking that, as a persuasion check from his side? Is this... Can we roll something to maybe see if he is able... for Sergei at least.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna roll a persuasion check from Jador. And then you tell me if that number is high enough for you. Or you don't have to tell me that. Just keep that in mind, and you can act accordingly.
Okay.
So Jador is pretty charismatic, not like crazy, but he adds 4 to his persuasion rolls.
Fine.
He rolls a 14 on his persuasion, so do with that what you will. Vox Archon, what do you roll for the insight?
I got a 14 as well.
Alex and Sergey, what does he see with a 14? What intention are you giving?
Well, from Alexander's point of view, you would see that he is very bloodthirsty, but there is a small moment of hesitation after hearing the father's plea. Like, he heard him, and it had some form of impact on him, I would say.
Okay. Okay, I think.
Sergey as well.
Yeah, sorry.
Sergey
yes.
as well.
Sorry.
When he's like Sergey is sweating with like some hair in front of his eye or whatever, breathing heavily, and seemed this father yelling that almost barely knocked him out of his bloodlust. That combined with something that Asher did say earlier in the fight.
Okay. I think with a 14, Vox is not able to completely read your subtle intents. I think he only sees the brunt of what it appears what you are doing, and that is going in for the final blow from his point of view, at least. So I think after some, like, it seems like Vox is having a bit of an inner struggle. Like, he pauses for a moment a bit, and his hand kind of moves from left to right the whole time, and his head shifts from Jador to Escher the whole time. It's almost as if he's not really sure what to do, but I think after the continuous plead of Jador, he kind of just stretches out his glove one last time, and he's going to shoot out a lightning bolt. Well, the spell's name is it's something stupid. Yeah, Ray of Chaos. Yeah, he's just gonna shoot a Ray of Chaos, but not towards anybody. He's kind of just gonna shoot it to the ground in front of the 2 barbarian brothers, just kind of as a shot, like wake them up, like from their bloodlust, essentially.
Okay, so you shoot a concentrated beam of this dark magic energy, just carve almost like not a chalk line, but like the same thing. It's like a warning line, almost just in front of the 2 barbarian brothers. I'm gonna ask for a persuasion check from you.
Okay. Okay. Let me just load my stat sheet again, because the app crashed. Okay. Persuasion, you say?
Persuasion, yes, please.
Okay.
Hello, how do you say your name? Caitlin Hicks. Hello, welcome. We are doing very good. Thank you very much. I don't know. Yeah, what's up? Persuasion check, Vox.
That's a 9, unfortunately.
Barbarian brothers, do with that what you will. The beam of chaos energy streaks in front of you with a 9 persuasion.
Let's just say Vox's friendship rating has decreased.
Yeah, Alexander and Sergey will remember that.
I had a
For
friend
sure.
to begin with. Impossible.
Now they just think you can't shoot straight.
But just a question: Do you look back at him?
I think Sergey might look like with the bolt going past. He'll just look at you like, "What the fuck? Are you an idiot? Why'd you miss?"
I think what you see is his hand is still raised up in the position that he used it to shoot with, but instead of pointing towards you, he's just kind of holding it up like a traffic police officer, he's telling you to stop with his hand. Yeah.
Alrighty.
I will also move a bit closer to
Okay.
Escher.
Okay, so I'll move you, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're about like 20 feet away from him now. Yeah,
Okay.
just getting closer to that area. End of that. Gorento Dorusila, it is your turn. You
Okay.
see the
Yeah, let's
shambling
get a
man
bit.
next to you,
Does-
just begging for his son's life. But yeah, yes.
Let's get a bit
so-
wacky with it. Grant has a very stupid idea. He's going to, first of all, just absorb the blood weapon.
Mhm.
Then he's going to step towards Jador and just whisper in his ear, "Oh, okay, I have a plan. Pretend like I'm about to kill you. Like pretend I'm hurting you, okay?"
He goes, "What?" Make a persuasion check.
3?
He just pays you no mind. He's focused on his son, unfortunately.
I see. I cast rain on him. I just grab him by the face.
Okay. Woo, we're doing this apparently. I believe he succeeds. Desperate Father can do crazy things, but he rolls like a natural 15 plus 2, so 17.
He does succeed. Half damage. He takes, and I low rolled. He takes 3 damage.
That'd be 2, rounded down.
2.
But
Sorry.
what are you doing? As you just grab his arm and his arm begins to sort of wither away as the blood leaves it. He's just like, "Let go of me!" And he shakes you off, just not focused on you at all. But yeah, you all do audibly hear that Jador is in pain. And when you look over, Grant is sucking the blood out of him.
I just like lift him in the air, like by the throat, essentially.
Okay.
Hear me now. If you don't surrender, I'll suck him dry.
Oh, I love it.
Whom are you addressing?
I'm addressing, what's his name?
Escher.
Escher.
Make a persuasion or intimidation check.
Advantage? Maybe? Nothing? Persuasion it is.
Sure, take advantage. Take advantage.
Fuck yes. Okay. I roll a 9? Because I have +0 for all of these.
I'll roll something for him. He'll make a wisdom check. You would want high on this, actually. He does sort of like almost he gets this little fright, jolt as he looks over at you, and he looks almost surprised to see that his father is still alive. But yeah, he looks a bit distraught now, even, I would say.
One last chance! I swear, I'll kill him! And
It is-
with that, I'll end my
It
turn.
is Escher's turn.
Amazing.
He goes, okay! There's no way for me to get out of this anyway. I give up! And he drops the gun to the floor. The vines that are sprawling from you, Alex, grab the gun up and crush it into like little bits and breaks it. Like your little as the arcane core collapses and is crushed from within, and he just steps back and falls to his knees. And we are
Oh, thank God. I didn't actually want to kill you, and I cast transfusion on him to heal him. Still grabbing him by the throat, just pumping blood
the guy's
into
like,
him.
what the? The guy's like, what the? What was that?
He
Sensation.
heals for 11.
He's like, what the? What did you do to me? Just pour your own blood into me. That's disgusting.
Oh, to be honest, I think there was quite a bit of people's blood mixed in there. But
he just
in essence,
he just and he just like gags next to you.
I don't know why people don't like this very much.
He just sort of scampers and runs off towards his son. We are out of initiative.
Well, actually, Alexander will proceed to like stand, like walk forward and stand like on top of the crate, just looking down at him, and he just looks and he's waiting for whatever his brother's about to do.
He clenches his jaw and like almost goes into like a brace position.
Yeah, I walk up, and he fell down on his knees, right?
Yes, he's prone. Effectively.
Yeah, I don't know. I pick him up, like either by the scruff of the neck or like by the throat, and then I just pin him against this vertical I-beam. Yeah, and
his head
I'm holding him above me. Blood dripping out of my jaw.
I think Vox just kind of orbits around the group like a vulture, just maintaining his eye on Escher the whole time. Quite ominously.
I just tell him. I just tell him.
Escher's
You
just like
should have
wincing.
brought the pikes.
He just is just mortified in this moment, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and he like is just panicked at the moment, just repeating that phrase. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do your brothers really have to use violence for everything? He's a kid.
Does the Jador, do they like walk up closer?
Jador walks over to you, and he says to you, Alora, actually as a sidebar, I appreciate your concern for my idiot son. But if he's not going to listen, maybe a little scare like this would do him good. And he like walks up and just like backhands his son through the face. Just
like as he would walk up, like Sergei would throw his son like at his feet.
Yeah. As
so,
his
like,
son
Irish
is
wants to kick him or something.
as his son is flying through the air, he just decks him into the ground. He like punches him while he's flying towards him, and he just hits the ground, and you just hear a and his nose is broken. And
I would.
That's how we discipline boys.
Yeah, and Alexander will follow up and just say, let's just give him something that he remembers this moment by. And Alexander is gonna slash him through the face with his axe, so that it leaves like a scar on his face.
Jador like grabs your arm. I appreciate the sentiment, but this is my job. I'll take it from here. And he just sort of like, you've got a lot of explaining to do, boy. I'm beyond anger. I am simply disappointed in you. We've not had the easiest life, but I've been trying as hard as I can to get you into that school that you want to go to. You spoke highly that you want to become a businessman one day, make enough money so that we don't have to live in the copper district anymore. But this is not what I had in mind. What? Ganging up with a bunch of palookas in the streets, peddling gods know what this is, and he kicks the crate of Ulereye over and it falls, and these green gems scatter about the floor.
I think one Ulereye gem kind of continues rolling, and Vox's boot just kind of stops it, and he trudges down to pick up the Ulereye and just inspect it while this whole thing is going down.
As you're inspecting it, Jador continues. Well, I still love you. However, though I find it hard to reciprocate in this moment, Escher. You'll answer for this in time. But right now, I'm just glad to see you in one piece. He looks at you two that are just towering over the back of Escher. And he says, children can be difficult sometimes, some more than others. But I really appreciate you not taking the one thing in this world that I care about from me. Thank you.
I think you hear a muffled dragon murmuring from beneath Vox's cloak, and Sylvester just splurts out again from underneath his apparel, and he just says, he kind of, with his head bowed down a bit, he just slowly creeps up towards Jador, and he just kind of clears his throat a bit, and he's like,
well, Mr. Jador, I do just feel like I have to say this, but I humbly apologize for the drastic measures we might have taken to get you over here. I assure you, we did not have this in mind.
and he kind of points to the hole in Jador's chest, or at least where there was a hole at some point.
You bet your ass we didn't have this in mind! And you just hear a angry strut coming towards you. And you see the silhouette of an individual with what looks like a large pipe or something. But when it gets closer, you don't know what this device is. It's basically a big fuck-off sniper rifle, but you're unclear like what that
I think
is.
did Alexander and Sergey see him like tamper it the one time in his office and then he put it away like
with something. You weren't unsure.
Yeah.
You're unsure, but it's quite
I
obvious.
think this guy is like Mr. Gadget. I don't think this is the only tool he has.
But he comes strutting along, and this gun is so huge that it like the way he carries it, it like extends a meter, like past his one shoulder and like a meter below him. It is huge, this thing, and he just awkwardly struts. You bet your ass we didn't have this in mind, Vox. When I give you chloroform, I don't think you're going to go up, after the best barman that I've ever had. This wasn't part of the agreement. And he sort of walks over and he's like, Mr. Jador, I am...
Vox just awkwardly shrugs his shoulders. Just like, whoop.
Mr. Jador, I do apologize for my associate's rough behavior. Please don't ban me from the Toad Princess. I really love your business, and I'd be sure to spend much more gold there. And Jador is like, of course you're involved with this. I should have expected this. Was that you just now with the... well, yes, that's what this is for. And he points to the massive gun on his back. You see, my dear Jador, we are somewhat of a organization put together to deal with ruffians. Well, unfortunately, in this case, such as your son. But I do believe in second chances after all. So hopefully he'll be fine under your tutelage, I trust. But nonetheless, what the hell, guys? Explain yourself.
It was them, it wasn't me. And she just pointed to the brother.
In more defense, they said we should shut up, so we did.
Yeah, we try to communicate with firms, but they decided to listen.
if I may
Yeah,
interject.
it's not our fault, really.
All right. Let's we're past that now. So this is the Ravens, the group that you've been tracking and reporting to me about. This, well, from the looks of it, definitely looks like the perfect spot for deals and things to go down. And I believe
Yes.
said deal lay sprawled out on the floor. What do we know, boys? Who do we think they wanted to trade this Ulereye with?
Yeah, you see all the dead bodies lying around? Yeah, that was the Ravens? I guess.
Yes, we were planning on asking them, but they didn't exactly cooperate, and now we're here, yes. I do
Maybe we
believe
ask,
currently the only living member of the Ravens left is none other than your boy, Mr. Judo.
Escher almost shrugs, and like Jador's just firmly holding onto his forearm right now, as that he just like an absolute shame stands next to his father. Well, and I think everyone's eyes just meet Escher, and he's like,
Sergei didn't take his eyes off of Escher. He's been death staring him the entire time.
well, from what I could have surmised, before we get to that, I would like to ask all of you, is there anything specific you have noticed, encountered? Because I couldn't really see it from this distance, but there was some large individual in some red clothing. What's up with that?
You hear a muffled groan coming from Fox's direction. It's like,
Yes, indeed, that fella hit like a truck. He didn't seem to be your average low-life goon hanging around the southern bits of this town. We're not really sure where he comes from. Maybe a mercenary?
What do you know of this Escher? Who is this mystery individual that gave a concave scar to my robed friend over there, and to whom is he affiliated with? Was this the person you would to do the deal with? To trade the Ulereye for whatever nefarious purpose they may use it for? Do you even know the purpose they wish to use it for? Escher, like, awkwardly looks around, remains silent, and then his father, like, just tugs on him and says, "Listen, boy. We can turn this around. Okay? I've been friends with Mr. Foulon for quite some time, and though I've had more smoother run-ins with new customers before," and he looks over specifically the two or Vox and the people that had, obviously you being his captors, I think Mr. Foulon is the right person to tell about this. Alright? You're out now. Help us catch them, or help Mr. Foulon catch them rather. And maybe in the future you can return to a normal life. Live out those dreams that you once had. Maybe still have. Escher goes, shit.
Well, I think that's a job well done. No?
Grant, we're still busy talking.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, that sounded a bit mean. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to reach out at you.
Like, everyone blinks twice, looking at you, Grit, and then they just continue the conversation. Escher goes, shit. Alright, it's fine. From my captain tells me, the people that we work for sent that person, the red jacket one, as sort of insurance that the package should be picked up. It was extra muscle for us to get it to safety. Apparently that didn't work. They were to meet us in this spot later tonight, but I think with all the commotion, they're long gone. We don't really know what they use the Ulereye for. We just know that if we give it to them, they might notice a small-time gang like, well, the Ravens was, and take us into their ranks, give us more power and influence over this city.
You said they were involved in the higher echelons of society, if I am not mistaken.
No! They want to take care of the higher echelons of society.
I would say at this point, Alexander would look at Sergei and just be like, "We've heard this spiel before." Type of look.
And who might that be? A higher echelon people thingies?
Well, I don't know. Miss, I don't know, noble or whatever you are, well dressed. No, it is any and all of those born of high esteem, especially those who have magic running in their blood.
Vox immediately, you catch his attention, saying that
They believe themselves better than us low lives down here, just because the natural world blessed them with whatever the fuck runs through their veins. The world is unequal because of sorcery, because of nobility. We want to end that. Oh well. Wanted to. And like, Tador twists his arm. Now. We talked about this. You and your little ramblings and taking down the ruling class, Escher. Forget about it, alright? Don't get mixed up in politics and things you cannot control. We're done. You're gonna come work at the restaurant.
Vox, now's not the time for that. We'll talk about it later.
You said. Wait, sorry.
I mean, you could always just come with us. We're the good guys, right?
What school were you trying to get into?
I was... Fuck, ek het actually hierdie neergeskryf, hang aan. I was trying to get into sorry guys, just give me a moment. Word resources. No,
Who the hell is Disease Giants Rattle now?
I think that's me.
Sure. Here it is. Haha. Shit. That's fine, we'll call it that. I was trying to get into the Deramar Business Academy. And Jador speaks up. And his marks were quite high, I might say. He would have gotten in. though we had some complications with finances, as it is a private institution. We were close, but I think got a little bit impatient, didn't you, Isher? And he looks around and he says, well, of course. At the beginning at least, I wanted to see you happy. I wanted everyone at the Toad Princess to also be happy, so that we don't have to live like just barely above the breadline while those nobles and other rich plutocrats just live their lives lording over us. It just seemed unfair. So yes, I got a bit impatient. I needed money to make things happen. And well, turns out trafficking Ulereye does have its benefits. And Jador twists his arm and is sorry, I'm wrong. It doesn't have benefits.
Would a Laura know of this school?
Make a history check.
That's a 9.
You've heard of the Deramar Business Academy? It is somewhere in the bourgeoisie district, the bronze district. But that's about it. You've heard about it. It's quite prestigious, not like the best business school, but it's up there, and you could see that someone could make a good living off of a degree that you get there. But other than that, nothing of import.
Well, how much gold did you need?
Around about 2,500.
Yeah. Well, I can't help with gold, but yeah, I may know some people. I'm not sure, but I could try.
Thank you, Miss. Jador speaks up again. Miss, I really appreciate that, and I'll be in contact with you, but I think Escher just needs to cool down for a bit. Run a few tables at the Toad Princess. Get his mind back on track. Well, away from this Raven business.
Yeah, well, I personally think Escher over here has a intelligent mind, he's just using it for the wrong reasons, and when an intelligent mind is bored, it strives for anything to keep it busy, so maybe just, I don't know, find a hobby or something like that, because waiting tables, I think, is not benefiting your mind currently.
Thank you. I'll take that into consideration.
Shiloh suddenly just appears. He wasn't really in the crowd, but he kind of pushes himself through to get to Escher with his arm still in the blade. And Shadow's like, he looks rough. His clothes are dirty, as well as his face from the dust and from, just all of the things. And his clothes are torn. And he looks quite rough. And he just walks with a purpose towards Escher. And he just walks to stand, and he stands right in front of him. And he just asks, do Do you know the one who wears a bird mask?
Make an insight check immediately. He shuts up the moment you say that.
Can someone help me with this insight, please?
I don't think you can get
You
advantage.
cannot
from
get
insight.
advantage.
No. Anyone who is interested in the bird mask, see what you see. Wait.
Well,
If you'd like to, is your choice.
Yeah.
Vox
but I
has had
will
a run in with this guy, so I think he will try to do an inside check as well.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a 16.
He clearly knows something.
Wonderful. Ah. Finally. And he just says, he just, I think he leans in and just almost whispers into his ear. I will pay you a visit soon. And he just retracts into the rest of the group.
Shiloh, before you can recoup with the rest, if you turn your head in Vox's direction, his finger is just kind of pointing in the direction of your abdominal area where you were cut, and he's just pointing at the blatant machinery that's underneath all the fabric.
Yeah, I would say this time there's no apparent machinery. You do still see the blade where my arm used to be. That's what you still see though. But
Okay, you point at the blade.
Yeah, okay. I think Shiloh notices that you do that, and he'll just glance at the blade and almost as if he's a bit self-conscious, kind of just ignores it, or rather he would just hold it up and just look at it for a moment. And ponder about it, but he won't say anything.
What a strange individual.
Sylvester just whispers to Vox.
Does Fulon see Shiloh's whole predicament?
Yes, I think so. Right, that is another can of worms we have to open up. I got it! I don't know how the fuck it's possible. Shiloh, it is very apparent that you are some kind of machine. An automaton, if you will. What the fuck is up with that?
Shiloh stays silent. And I think at that point,
Oh, you didn't know?
the blade starts to reform. And what you guys see, because his clothes, he had a long sleeve, obviously from his coat, that kind of just ripped away. But I think then once the blade turns back into an arm, he now just has this his naked arm with obviously the ripped sleeve, but the sleeve very soon just appears again, as if it's mending itself back. And now he just looks normal again.
Fascinating.
No, being a machine wouldn't be that weird though. I mean, lack of emotion. No offense, Shiloh, obviously, but I mean, for me it can't make sense.
This is fascinating, my boy. And he sort of grabs your arm and looks over it.
He rips his arm away.
Oh, stop it. I've never seen a human-shaped automaton before. Nonetheless, the sophisticated technology that you seem to be constructed out of, and you have a personality and everything. Might even I don't know. It almost feels like you have a soul, but that's not possible.
Can Ulereye make I don't know. Can if you can tell me, Shiloh, if this is apparent, but does Ulereye sense a bit of he's almost not letting people see it because he hasn't really come to terms with it himself, or he's embarrassed about it?
Make an insight
I
check.
think, yeah, I'll let you know what exactly he's feeling.
Grant just chimes in.
What's a 10?
See, I knew you was a fake. Not real.
Alora, he's quite stone-faced, however, uncharacteristically quiet. And Grant, at that comment, Shiloh turns around and walks away from the group.
I think we went too hard on it.
We are going to have to talk about this eventually, Shiloh. Avoiding your issues isn't going to solve them. Shiloh!
He just walks into the streets.
Maybe we should start heading back.
Yes, he'll be back. There are too many unanswered questions for him here. Right. Jador. Please, let us walk you back to the Toad Princess. Just keep this on the down.
There's another groan from Vox, and if you look in his direction, he's now pointing at the box full of Ulereye, still just lying on the floor.
Right. Alexander, Sergei, could you perhaps acquire and bring that along for further study?
I think before Sergei would do that, he wants to say something to Escher.
Okay.
Like he wants to walk up next to him and say it like a bit more quietly, not necessarily a whisper, but yeah, just looking down to him and say, "Your father sacrificed so much for you. Pissed it all away. Having your rage being misused by other people is a dangerous game." And as he says that, he sort of gets 1,000 miles there and just like zones out for a bit. And after a few seconds, he shakes his head and just says, "You're pathetic." And yeah, he'll turn around and go back to the crate.
Persuasion or intimidation check.
Okay. 13 persuasion.
He takes that, he almost begins weeping, and he clenches his jaw. And he says, "The Crimson Dawn! That's who we're working for."
Alexander, like, has an expression like he kind of knew it, but he cringes at the, like, mention of this name.
Same. I Sergei too.
They have been making use of, as far as I understand it, the Ivory Winery as a staging ground for their operation. That's where the Ulereye goes. And from there, not sure how it works, but with the shipments that come from the winery, something else is produced and shipped out to all sorts of taverns and inns within the city. And if certain places don't agree to have a certain contract with certain rules with the Ivory Winery, they use people like us as intimidation tactics to terrorize those neighborhoods. They have done terrible things before, and to be quite honest, I was keeping, or trying to at least keep them at bay for the most part, as Miss Betty Germana did not agree to this agreement. And they sent us to come terrorize this neighborhood in hopes of stirring the pot, so to speak, so that Miss Betty may become another conduit for their trade of the bleed. But yeah, that's basically what.
Does the bleed ring a bell to maybe Alexander or Sergey?
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about this in the open where there could be ears listening in.
You're lucky your father survived. And I think Alexander and Sergey will just silently pick up the crate and start walking.
Okay.
Reading the advice that, yeah, we've been here a bit. We need to go.
I would say as Sergey takes that crate, Alexander just looks at him. It's like, we have some unfinished business to do here. And he looks at the piece of it's like a piece of like our metal rods or whatever they use for construction around.
Yeah, sure, you can find some of them.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Real.
he just looks at it and he looks at one of the heads on the floor. A promise is a promise, brother.
Yeah.
You can go ahead. We will follow up with the crate.
Laura, just before you start walking with the rest, I think you just feel I'd say you'd walk and then all of a sudden Vox just kind of weirdly walks right in front of you, almost as if it's like intentional.
Mr. Vox, can I help you?
I think he just kind of stares you down a bit. You were just met again once with that same old cold gaze as usual.
Did I do something wrong? I'm sorry.
He doesn't say anything, but after like 5 seconds of awkward nothingness, it looks like he's about to pull a knife out of his freaking cloak. But instead of a knife, it's just his hand, and he's showing you a thumbs up. and he kind of he lifts his cloak a bit to the mark in his clothes where the guy punched him. And yeah, this thumbs up is up for like a mere millisecond, just like a flash, and then it appears into his cloak again.
And Laura's face is beaming.
He turns around and fucks off immediately.
And Laura's face is beaming, and she instantly runs to Grant and Silas, and she's like, "You guys won't believe what I just got. You're gonna be so jealous."
Is it a pebble?
No. Well, I feel too, but I just got a thumbs up from, you wouldn't believe who, Mr. Vox.
What?
Yeah.
Shocked expression on his face.
Well, I don't
Laura,
know.
if you look around again, you see Vox death staring you now. This time he looks annoyed with you.
Are you sure it was Vox?
I
Maybe
may
it was,
have
dream.
hallucinated, just forget everything I just said, and then she just starts moving slowly away.
I think he maybe just did this, and then Grant just holds up like a middle finger. Thumbs up.
Can Laura also please have a
Where did you learn
conversation?
that, mate?
Sorry,
What? Apologies, continue.
sorry, what does Alora want?
Laura wants to talk to Jador. She just wants to ask him a question.
Yeah. You're all sort of working in a group together, I assume, back to like the Toad Princess. And yeah, Jador is there.
Not me.
Holding on to the okay, espresso here somewhere. You see Jador walking there just with a firm, meaty grip on his son's forearm, and he's just walking there, and they're just both in silence. You can walk up to him if you'd like.
Sorry, sir. Do I have permission to speak freely?
Oh, of course, miss. What's on your mind?
You can just call me Laura. I have a question. Where in your heart did you get to forgive your son for literally putting a bullet through your chest?
Well, to be quite honest, I was very angry when I came back to consciousness. Thank you, by the way. Your alchemy skills are definitely something to write home about.
Don't mention it.
But to be honest, I love my son very much. I've dedicated everything I can to him because I want him to have a better future. And it's weird with children. They are almost as if they're a part of you. A piece that breaks off and grows entirely on its own. I can't let it go to waste, and if I'm angry with him, or if I scold him too much, or if I write him off, throw him in the gutter, and don't forgive him, it might just get worse. From now on, I'll make sure that he gets the proper teachings, because I did raise him to be a smart and strong young man. But somewhere, maybe the people he got mixed up with weren't exactly of the same mind. So the reason why I forgive him is because he is my son. And
Well, that's really amazing. I can't really wrap my head around it, because if I ever did something like that, my daddy would he would not just not forgiven me, he would have probably had my head. I mean, he hasn't forgiven me for far less, so it's really amazing that you have the ability to just forgive like that.
If I may ask, where's your father now?
She does a big gulp. He's in the city. But we're not really on speaking terms currently. Trying to be as vague as possible.
That is unfortunate to hear, but in my experience, and at least what my father taught me, is that everyone has their own life experiences, their own things that they have to deal with. Everything is different for everyone else. But I just hope that you will find your path one day, Alora.
Well, thank you for your honest answer. I'll leave you be now. And then she just kind of joins the pack again with Grant and Silas.
Okay.
Can I try and, like, make eye contact with Vox? Is he walking behind us?
I think he's kind of maintaining his distance, just limping about on the sidelines. But he's not really paying attention to the rest of the group, I'd say.
Oh. Well, Grant is going to stare at you for a while.
I think after a while, Vox would notice someone is like, his spidey senses would tingle, but then he'll just like briefly look around. And the moment he sees you staring at him, his eyes are locked with yours, and you're now in an unofficial staring contest with him.
Wonderful. Grant's mouth, like, pulls into the worst chagrin fucking Harlequin face you've ever seen, and he gives you a fat thumbs up.
It's like that hyper-realistic shit.
Like, imagine a 3D rendered troll face with just the thumbs up.
Beautiful. But is that a thing?
Despite the fact that I'm wearing a mask, you can literally feel the disgust pouring out from beneath my mask upon seeing this. And he just abruptly turns around and walks on as if that never happened.
I'm sorry, guys. This actually exists. Please, direct your attention to the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Grid's face.
Oh,
bro.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
That's the only way I'm gonna imagine Grint from now on.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So that happens.
I hate that.
Laura's gonna speak up after that happened, after a bit of silence, and she's gonna ask, Mr. Vax or Sylvester, well, technically, do you guys think we should go after Shiloh? I mean, we're kind of just abandoning him, and what if he runs into some bad people?
It was getting a bit hot in there. My dear, as much as I want to help a young man or automaton out in this world, I think it's best we just leave him for the time being, my dear. I don't think he's up for much reasoning at this point, unfortunately.
What if he dies and the last word I said to him was, "Well, fuck you too"? Hell, am I gonna live with myself?
That is a bit of a conundrum, isn't it? Well, if it makes you feel better, he probably doesn't have any emotions, so that means you didn't hurt his feelings by saying that, at least.
Yep, it was still wrong, and I should still apologize, but what if I never get the chance?
I'm sure he will bounce back. He's a very curious fellow, and seeing as Mr. Escher seems to have information on his little bird fellow, I think we'll be hearing more from him quite soon.
Well, I hope so.
Okay. Do you make your way to the HVC?
the brothers of us doing something.
Okay.
Since we were promised that our heads will be on spikes.
Fuck, you just can't get over it, can you?
Nope. I think it will be appropriate if we put their heads on spikes.
Da.
And
Agreed.
So you make a
Then-
field of
Like a
pikes.
flower garden of decapitated heads.
yes.
It's so fucking metal. It's just like
I mean-
a half-broken construction yard with just like
But
heads
for
on
the
spikes.
captain, I have a special piece of imagery I want to do.
Okay.
Basically, like his feet on the ground, but his hips like hanging over like a makeshift like stand or whatever,
Mm.
and then his head on a spike, like shoved in his ass, and on his forehead, there's just on his forehead, there's just the words "Crimson" carved in,
Okay.
and that is all.
Could I have, before he did that, just search the captain's body for like any notes or like anything on him?
Yeah, you can
Maybe
do
of
it. He's not
importance.
wearing any pants anymore.
Okay.
You
Okay.
shake him down. Make an investigation check for me, please.
My word. I mean, this is going to be
18.
quite a message.
Yeah, I mean-
18. You do rummage around in his lip pockets, and I'm going to tell you what you see now. I just want to find the BGC map. Where the fuck? Oh, here it is. You find a list on a piece of parchment that you pull from him. The rest, there's like a short sword, two short swords on him, a dagger.
Don't care.
Maybe like 20 gold pieces that you can split up.
Do care.
Yes. You do find a list, like on a piece of parchment. On the list, it says, it looks like it's just like something to remember. It says, the bad news bar. It says, the last morsel. It says, just hang on. Let me just not lie to you real quickly. Okay, it's so it says the bad news bar, the last morsel. It says saxophone Sam's, and it says what's the other one? Glokes bar /inn. Get that?
What was the it's 4 that you mentioned. Or was it 5?
Yeah. Bad news bar.
Bad news bar.
The last morsel.
Yeah.
Saxophone Sam's, and Glokes bar /inn.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Well, I would say like after doing the posing, I think Thurga and Alexander would walk away from a construction site and just Alexander would just say this. What?
The crate of Ulereye. If the others didn't
Yes.
take it.
Yeah. And then I just would say to him, I think that is appropriate fit for somebody working for Crimson Dawn.
To be honest, I think it might be going a bit too easy on them.
And Alexander would just give out like a hearty laugh, and then I think they just walk into a sunrise with a box of Ulereye.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And yeah.
Keegan,
Mhm.
I just have a question, just out of game. On the map, I just want to get a layout. Where's house Steel.
I did not put House Steel on the map, but it is somewhere in the center. I'll mark it off specifically, but yeah, it's just somewhere in the bourgeoisie district.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Anything else, or are you guys all headed to the HVC?
Your boy's bunking down. I don't know about the rest.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go to the HVC, or are we sleeping?
We can sleep at the HVC.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. Laura's gonna stay awake until Shiloh comes back.
Okay, yeah, you don't have. I mean, you don't immediately.
About that.
Okay, you don't immediately have to go to sleep, but you all do arrive at the HVC. You see that Jador and Escher go to the Toad Princess. They meet up back with Betty Germana. She is furious when she hears about what Escher has gotten himself into, and they go by their business. Escher is there should you want to ask him further about what his involvement is. But you all walk up the steps of the HVC and arrive within your headquarters. Is there anything you'd like to do before the end of this day?
I think Alexander, when we arrive, we'll just plop down the box somewhere in the hallway. And Alexander will grab one of the crystals. I want to see, can I does it look similar to the crystal in my pauldron?
Make an Arcana check.
Sweet. -1. Rolled a nat 2 for a 1.
They're both
nice.
They're both green. That's all you get.
Fair enough.
Hey,
and
it's something.
You'll pocket one at the crystal he took and go to his bed.
Grant would also just, when the hallway is kind of empty, just slink past the crate and just stuff his pockets real quick. Just grabbing a handful of each.
Ulereye. Okay, yo.
Yes.
Everyone's just stealing.
Add 10 Ulereye gems to your inventory. The gems are about palm sized.
Alright. As he starts scooping, Grant's just gonna be like, I'm a people hunter.
Oh, yes.
2 handfuls of Ulereye.
Alexander and Sergei at some point are gonna convince Grant that eyeballs are pebbles and that he should go and hunt for pebbles.
Don't play with me, lad. I'll do it.
We know.
I think Silas would just go to his room. Pretty tired. So he'll just say, good night to everyone.
Okay.
Actually, how far of a walk is it from here to the gem store? I forget the name.
Hilda's Hutch.
Yes.
It's about, tram car would take you 7 to 10 minutes. So I would say half an hour, maybe a bit more walk.
Wonderful. Grant embarks.
You all just watch Grant walk out of the main door.
He'll be passing Laura, who's sitting cross-legged in the middle of the floor, watching the door.
What are you doing?
Well, someone has to make sure Shiloh comes back alive.
Are you... Okay, so you're sitting here, and that's gonna help him come back alive?
Well, I'm just making sure he does come back alive. If all of us are sleeping, we're not gonna know if he comes back or not.
Alright. Well, if
Where are you off
I'll
to?
tell him that you're waiting for him.
Where are you off to?
I'm going to go give that nice old lady a rock speck.
Oh, well, maybe get a pebble out of it. I think Silas would like that.
Don't worry. And Grant just like taps his breast pocket, and there's one tiny, small piece of Ulereye in there. I'm a great pebble hunter.
Laura said, yeah, and then she goes to fist bump. She like puts out her hand to fist bump him. I want to see what Grant does with this.
Grant just grabs the fist and like shakes it. You've seen handshakes, but not fist bumps.
Yeah, well, close enough.
Right, I'll be back.
You just
All right,
then blatantly
I'll be here.
Walk
out of the door. And Laura, you're waiting. Sergey and Alexander, anything specific, or you gonna go sleep?
They're gonna
I
go
have 4
sleep.
HP, I'm gonna sleep.
Okay. Cool. Laura's waiting. Vox, anything specific? Yeah, I think Fulon also now arrives and goes to his office to compile a few things. He says, well done, everyone. On today, we've got quite a promising lead. We'll catalog the Ulereye tomorrow and also put a few things together, figure out our next move. But thank you. Get some rest for tonight. I think you've all earned it. And he goes to his own room. Vox, anything you want to do?
I think there's just a bit of indiscernible banter between Sylvester and Vox, but I think it's pretty much no one else hears it, but it seems to be quite a serious convo before they just get into his room.
What, before they go in the room, or they're doing it in the room?
Yeah, it's like they're heading towards Vox's room, but as they're going, you just hear the occasional like serious groan from Vox, almost like an annoyed kind of tone to it, and then you have Sylvester just muttering beneath his cloak.
Before you go in your door, Vox, Alora's just gonna show you a thumbs up very happily before you go in.
I think Vox holds open the door with his one hand and he just kind of looks at you, and then he just slowly closes the door while maintaining eye contact, and it just shuts.
He slowly drops the thumbs down, thumbs up, and just looks sad.
Okay. Sorry, what was that? Vox, you just chilling?
Dog.
Okay. With that, let's do Shiloh first. Actually, no. Actually, yes. No? Wait, hang on. Just give me 1 second. Okay, Shiloh, you first.
Don't toy with my emotions like this.
What?
I think, however, I am
are you
going to go. It's getting a bit late.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah,
Sergey.
thanks for the
Thank you so
session.
much.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
Shiloh, what the fuck are you up to?
So Shiloh originally was just prowling the streets, very edge boy-ish, you know, like he literally looks like a guy that's listening to My Chemical Romance at the moment. And as he ponders, I think a memory that he already has, amongst the very few that he has, pops up, and he remembers the bunker in which he woke up not very long ago. And he this entire time has been making his way back towards that bunker, and I assume it's very far away from where I am now.
Oh yes, it's in the bourgeoisie.
Oh, cool. So yeah, so essentially I've been traveling the entire day just to get there. So it's probably, I don't know, what time would it be once I get there?
Oh, it would be the next day if you're just walking.
No. I took trams and whatever. Like,
Okay,
oh wait, trams
okay.
cost money, right?
Yes, it does. Trams or
How much coin do I have on me at the moment?
or you can take the Alvida, which is just a motor train that would get you there quite quickly. But
Yeah,
it's,
any means of transport to get me, like a typical New York citizen.
yeah.
You know,
So yeah, you can take. The
they would ride a hobo if it would get them fast enough to downtown. You know.
Fair enough.
So yeah, he just does that then.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you can go. So you can. What do you think Shiloh would do? Would you take trams, or would you take like the Alvida, or would you take like a
Anything that would allow him to just like get there faster that doesn't cost too much money, because I want to see how much he has 10 gold on him. That's what he has.
That could definitely book you a ticket on the Alvida to the bourgeoisie district. It's not
Okay.
like, remember, like a moderate lifestyle is like 1 gold a day. So
Yeah.
like a train ticket would be specifically for the Alvida, which is the more expensive. Like the trams are cheap. The Alvida is like a massive arcane train, which is quite expensive. So it's going to cost you, we'll call it 1 gold, 5 silver to transport yourself all the way to the bourgeoisie district close to where you want to go. So you can subtract that.
Okay, 1 gold, 5.
So you
silver.
sort of, in the middle of the night, pull up at one of the Alvida train stations, walk up there. Sort of an operator is sort of this woman smoking a cigarette, wearing like steampunk clothing. Is this the time to be coming to the train station, darling? It's 12 o'clock. What you want? Last train's almost about to leave for the night.
Well then, give me that one, please. And he puts the coin on the table.
Bourgeoisie district. Yeah, it's passing through there. That'll ring you about 1.5 gold pieces, darling. Thank you very much. And she takes it, gives you a train ticket.
Thank you, Fraulein.
Of course.
And he gets on the
train.
the thing.
You hear
And he's holding. Oh, the train is still arriving.
Yeah, it's
okay.
arriving. And this pristine, like stainless steel-esque train with actually Luminae runic markings all over it, light magic.
Can I make a history check? Because I believe Shiloh would definitely. This won't be his first time on this train, right?
Make a history check for me. As the train
That's
stops.
a 17.
The doors open. You get onto the train. There's like one other like person there, and you get on. The conductor walks past. Tickets, please. Tickets, please. There are not a lot of you, but I still need to do this. It's my fucking job. And he punches your ticket, and as the train powers up, you feel it lift off of the ground a few inches and begin moving, and it's almost like when you look outside, they're almost like these lines of the lights of the city. That's how fast this thing is going. Just as you go, you pass column after column that are built next to the train tracks, and after what, and then suddenly when you pass one column, it's daytime. Shiloh. The train is filled with people.
And how old am I?
You don't know. The train is filled with people. Chatting businessy stuff, bourgeoisie things. As the train moves, you feel a warm presence grab onto your hand, and you're sort of like sitting with your 2 hands on the seat. And you feel a warm presence. You look over, all that you see is a silhouette of a light, like a light silhouette, an inverted silhouette essentially. Instead of blocking
Yeah.
light, it's just this point of light, not too dissimilar from the core, that luminous sphere that you saw in that previous vision. And you swear in this luminous silhouette there are almost flits and flashes of like almost TV screen-esque memories that like one of these memories like appears and like statics and flutters where the silhouette's mouth would be, and you see the soft lips of some female warmly smiling at you, and you feel a warm sensation when looking upon this figure. The train continues on. You pass, one of the columns passes the screen again, and you're just sitting there alone once again at night, driving the train alone.
My bag resting on my lap is very heavy at the moment because I'm no longer infused with that, so it's no longer a magical bag. So everything in it has weight now, and it's just filled with the broken bits of clockwork as well as my gun. And so
the train goes past, another column goes past you. And once again, it's not high noon, it's late afternoon. The sun is setting as deep oranges and reds shine across the land through the windows of the Albida. And you feel a presence. You look over and you see it's another one of these inverted silhouettes, points of light with memories flashing through them. And this one's familiar. You've seen this one in a memory before. It was a voice that spoke to you, or that you heard when you were looking at when you had the memory about the hemomancy documents, and about it was that, and there was memory previous to that. But you remember, this is the same like feeling you get from this individual, and you like a part of the memory statics, and a few memories flit over, and it's like reveals a like shoulder of a business suit. It flicks for a moment, a flash of a tie around this guy's neck, but then it becomes light again, and mouth appears from memory and just says,
Well, the time I'm gonna go sleep.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
See you again.
Yeah, I think I also have to go now.
Alright, cheers guys. Just finish this up and then and the voice just says to you, you know, you can't go to that school, right? I won't let you. We've had this conversation before. It's not right for you. You should remain by my side. I know everything there is to know about artifice. I could teach you, my boy. There's no need for you to be pushing your nose in with those nobles. You pass another column during the daytime. As it passes the screen, you're alone again in the train at night, the bag heavy on your lap. That is the end of the vision.
I think the one other person that once I come back from remembering these things, the one other person on the train looks at me with absolute terror, as for the past 10-20 seconds I have just been sitting there upright, just staring blankly in front of me, and my goggles just flashing these colors. We're holding this bag on my lap, and he just looks at me with like, yeah.
No, the guy's just like, and he like grabs his bag and he just moves to the car over it, like, opens the door, steps over the cars, and just goes to the next one. And the Alvida eventually slows down, unless there's something else you would like to think of.
No. It's something. I just heard weird noises. Never mind.
The train stops at a train station within the bourgeoisie district. And you navigate your way towards where you last remember this bunker was. And you go, and you're met with a giant iron gate and very tall walls around this estate. Yes, it was an estate where this place was built on, you now recall. And it says in beautiful, like, iron typography made out of the bent iron, Attaway on above the gate, and it's locked. Well, very clearly locked, and you see guards walking around.
Interesting. It's currently dark out, right?
Yes.
And are there a lot of people, like, on the other side of this gate? A lot of guards?
There are the occasional patrols of two walking around. They seem to be wearing like a variant of the Grand Garrison attire. It's not like the blue color, it's more like a dark brown rimmed with like a blood red. And
how did Vox and I get out of there when Vox came to pick me up? And how did he get in?
Oh, that was a detail I neglected. The wall was broken down.
Of course it was.
Below.
Is it still?
No. It has been repaired.
They work fast. And you say this is like an estate.
Yes, it is very
so
a noble estate, yes.
And the bunker with that's underneath the rubble of the burnt down building, is it like apart from?
Yes.
Is it like a single
so you
place?
have, when you look into the gate, there is a massive regal estate to the back of this like enclosed grass area, and then to the right side of the property there is a smaller building, which you now see the black char marks on it, and the broken windows of that was the building that burnt down. But it has been semi-cleaned up, but it's still in disrepair, it seems.
I think Shiloh would maybe just stand against the wall, and he will keep an eye on the patrols and just wait for it to be clear. And he will try to maybe just sneak in, maybe lock-picking the gate.
Make a... we're going to call this a stealth check. That is to sort of see the patrols and then stealthily move over.
Deal. That is a 4 on the stealth.
You think it's clear to move over. You run over to the gate, clanking over it, and you begin fiddling with the lock. And you're illuminated in torchlight. Well. Who the hell are you? Put your hands where I can see them. And you see two Grand Garrison officers.
Yeah, I just subtly just drop the lockpick and I hold up my hands. My apologies, I thought this place was abandoned.
Make a deception check.
Deception. Ek het the -1 op deception. Fuck. Oh, that's okay because it's a 17.
Give me a moment. Grand garrison. So be a garrison guard to make an insight. Right. Well, it's not. You can be on your merry way, thank you.
If you don't mind, I have some questions about this place.
Well, we can tell you as much as we're allowed to. What is it that you want to know?
Well, you see, it appears that I am in some way from here, and it has to do with that burned down building.
Make a persuasion check.
Kom moet ek heeltyd die charisma checks doen? Fok. Is okay. Dis die bad 14.
Yeah, alright, buddy. You just look like another one of those street urchins trying to make a quick buck from sneaking in to a noble estate. Do you even know who lives here, you imbecile?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure.
Oh, and you claim to be from here. I don't think so. You're coming with us. And they begin walking towards you. And the one takes out handcuffs. What do you do?
I caused grease. So, as they walk towards me, my hands being up in the air, I just push them in front of me, and from my sleeves, these two tiny spheres just fall in front of them, and then it explodes into some slick grease covering their way. Let them make for me some dexterity checks.
Okay.
Saving throws. Is it dex?
Saving throws.
Yeah, it's dexterity.
First one is a 17. Next one.
And he makes it.
It's a natural 20.
They both make it.
The
quite dexterous.
The slick goes down. Like whoa! Almost slip on that. And now I'd like you to roll initiative.
Did not see this coming. That's a dirty 20.
No, these guys are rolling fucking good. What the hell? They're good at their job. So 1.
No, highest paid guards in the city.
Yeah, I was actually paid. Shiloh. I did not expect this to go full initiative. Dirty 20 you said, correct?
Yep.
Cool. This guy is this, and then the next one. Ooh, that's not very good. So you do have that surprise round on them. It is now your turn again, Shiloh. They're about like 15 feet away from you. You throw out the grease slick. They whoa! Don't slip on it. But it is your turn.
Yeah, I kind of bolt. I'm assuming I'm like in like a cobblestone street or something that goes directly either right or left. And I just bolt southwards or something.
Just into the city.
The first alleyway I see, I just go into.
Okay, I'm gonna say you're fast enough to keep ahead of them at the full sprint because they would have difficulty getting out.
Unlock the gate and everything.
Yeah, they just say By the way, they were walking on the outside of the thing. So
Oh,
we were like
okay, fair
fiddling
enough.
at the door, and they came like from the side of the sidewalk and shown the torches on you. So they are on the same side as the gate than you, just to clarify. But you slick them and you begin running. They try to follow you and they say, "Imposter! Catch him!" But they cannot keep up with you. Make a survival check for me to try and navigate through the city and avoid them.
As he makes that survival check, I'm going to bounce. Thank you for the session.
Okay, cool.
It was very cool.
See you again.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you guys next time.
Okay,
Peace.
we'll just fuck around with Shiloh for a moment. But Joe,
It's an 11.
roll survival for them. They have +5 to survival. Okay, they begin chasing after you, navigating through the city, and you like skid out of an alleyway. You want to turn left, and they immediately come barreling around that corner. They've caught up to you essentially, and they're right on your heels. What are you doing as they're about 20 feet away from you and rushing in your direction?
I continue to run, of course.
Okay, make another survival check for me to try and outmaneuver them through the city.
And I will say, okay, that's a 9.
It's a secondary failure. They rolled an 11. You sort of see like a ladder. You climb up the ladder, get onto a roof, begin walking across a like pipe or something that leads to the roof to the next side, hoping to lose them on the roof. But the guy sees you, and he pulls out his pistol and he fires at like the right side of this pipe that you're balancing on. The bullet hits the pipe, it breaks, and you fall, taking 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And they're about 30 feet away from you, closing in
Ouch.
on you very quickly. Like the more failures there are going to be, the more consequences there will be each time you fail. So what are you doing now? You're on your ass, you dunk, take a bit of damage, and they're closing in fast. What are you doing?
I just stand up and I continue to run. But I will say what I'm trying to do is, and yeah, if my survival checks fucking allows this, I'm trying to still stay close to the Adaway estate, so that once I lose them, I can quickly go back. So, just putting that out there.
Okay.
I think I would like to I would run if there's like a tavern back door that I can go into or something. I would very much like to do so.
We rule that with the survival checks because that is your like prior knowledge to the city to be able to avoid it. So another survival check, please. You have to beat a 23.
Oh, fuck's sakes. That's another 9. Yeah, I don't know this place at all.
Okay, unfortunately, that's 3 failures in a row. You run into an alleyway, and you see 2 Grand Garrison officers block your path as you're running in the alleyway. You stop, shit, and you turn around, and another 2 flank you on the other side of the alleyway. What to do? We'll use this map. I'll say they're over here, and then Shiloh, you find yourself right in the center over here. What do you do?
Is there a window by any chance in this alleyway?
Make a perception check.
That's a 12 perception.
I'm gonna say there is a window, but
Where?
it's 20 feet up the wall. That seems to lead into
20.
one of the buildings. It's like on one of those like metal balconies with the ladders on it, but the ladder is completely pulled up, like the New York building, like alleyway. Those metal balcony things with the ladders.
Yeah.
It's like one of those, but the ladder is completely
So
pulled up.
is already put up. Is there by any chance like crates or something that I can parkour off of?
I would say with the 12 perception, yes, but they're not in a optimal position. It's going to be a hard DC, athletics or acrobatics to try and pull.
Might I kick one of them closer in the same movement and then just jump off of it to make the DC a little bit lower?
Okay. Here's the choices you have in front of you.
Yep.
Kicking the crate will require an action. It will allow the people to get very close to you, but you will be able then to have a lower DC. But there might be a risk of them catching you because they'll get to you. Or you can take the risk and have a higher DC, but ultimately it's up to you. Because there might be dire consequences for both of them.
I think... I will maybe attempt to jump with you. I'll risk the higher DC. It's gonna be an athletics, right?
Athletics or acrobatics. I'm going to tell you the DC right now.
Yeah, okay.
Is going to be 17.
Oof. That's very high. That's very high.
Right, let's call it 60. You're only level 3. It's 60.
Even so. The thing is, I'm on 1 HP. I think maybe Shiloh needs to call it. I think that would be the smartest thing to do now. The most logical thing, actually. So I think Shiloh maybe looks at the possible... Nah, screw it. Athletics check. Let's do this. And I fail. That's a 15.
Second crate. Your finger, the point of your middle finger, just grazes over the piece of metal to this balcony, and you crash into a bunch of crates. And you
I just stay laying down on the ground. I don't stand up.
You're still conscious though after you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I take damage. Was it that high?
Actually no. I say you hit into a bunch of like trash bags and shit, and you just flop into them and stay lying there. And the many faces of the Grand Garrison officers peer over you, and the one guy goes like,
well, can't blame me for trying. And he holds out his hands to be cuffed.
Handcuffs are placed on your arms. One guy goes, wait a moment. You're supposed to be dead. And that's where we're going to end.
Okay. Alright.
Lekker man.
Fuck.
Okay.
Fucking Shiloh met sy fucking -1 charisma.
Sorry, jy het net baie kak gerol daarso.
Baie sad.
Mis vir Eli. Met sy plus 18.
Jeez, what?
Ja, Eli het plus 18 gehad op of het hy ja, dat was plus 18 op die ander. Nee, hy het just plus nee, hy het plus 15 gehad. Ja, plus 15 gehad op.
That's crazy.
Op persuasion en deception. Daar is checks.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Actually, if you're up for it, I would like to do one more thing.
I'm down. I'm here.
Everyone except Silas, please leave the lobby.
Except Silas? I thought it was me. Okay.
Go to HV my boys.
Moenie die fucking stream kyk nie. I will murder you.
Sorry, Keegan beplan nie nog om iets te doen met ons na hierdie
No, not with you guys. It's just gonna be with Silas.
Okay, maybe ek en jy 'n 12 game in squeeze.
Yes, of course. It won't take that long. I'm just gonna elude
Okay.
Yeah.
something.
Going to be too long.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, if everyone has left the lobby, my friend.
Hey, excitement.
For our audience, shut the fuck up, because this is some saucy shit.
Oh yeah, we're streaming still. I almost forgot about that. Yes. We're just gonna have to make me edit this, ne?
Yes, don't worry about it.
Or you edit, or someone, just not Shiloh.
Who is our one viewer, by the way? Because I really don't hope it's one of you guys. Please don't watch this, because it is heavy spoiler territory.
Wait,
Let's just go
I'll...
to them and make sure that they're not watching this. All those 2 viewers. No.
Should we go here if it's them or not?
No, it's fine. Ladies and gentlemen.
You sure?
I've got a plan. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
For the sake of epic cliffhangers, for you, it is over. But I will be having a private session with Silas right now, and you're happy to speculate on what happens. But thank you for watching. We are Nat Zero RP. This was episode 5 of the Brass Gasconade. Tune in next time as we embark on this crazy ass journey. Bye bye.
Goodbye.